Hi, today let's take a look at what should be included in your CSV file exports in order to have a successful migration onto the HubSpot CRM. We'll take a look at the companies, contacts, deals, and tasks exports, and go through each sheet to see what needs to be included in order for this to work really well. First, let's take a look at the companies file export. And in each of these, you'll see I've highlighted in yellow the fields that are really going to be required in order for the migration to be successful. So in the company's file export, the main thing that we need is a unique ID for each company, or a company ID. So this is just a unique string of numbers, or a unique string of numbers and letters that's specific to each company that we're going to import. Next, taking a look at the contacts file export. Again, we want to have a unique ID for each contact. So that's the same idea as the company ID on the company export. In addition to that, we want to have an ID of the company that the contact should be associated with. So this is what we're going to use to tie the two together when we import and say that this contact should be associated with this company. So it's that unique ID that we use to tie the two together. And it's the same idea when we move on to the deals sheet. So here again, we have a deal ID that's unique to each deal, in addition to a company ID that the deal should be associated with, and or a contact ID that the deal should be associated with. So again, it's these associated IDs that we're using to tell HubSpot that this deal that we're importing should be associated with this contact that we imported or this company that we imported. Lastly, taking a look at tasks. Again, we'll have a unique ID for every task that we import. And we'll have a associated ID for a company or a contact or a deal that the task should be associated with. So once again, this is how everything gets tied together as a part of the import. So ultimately, these IDs are what we'll use to tie together each object that gets imported to maintain the same associations of data that you have in your current CRM. That's the main requirement for the migration to be successful. But one other thing that I'll point out is the object owner email address. So if you've got owners for your companies, owners for your contacts, owners for deals, etc., if you include the email address of the rep who owns that account, we can automatically associate and assign that object to the same owner on the HubSpot side, using the email address as the key to find them. If you're not able to get the email address, if it's just their name, what we can do is import that as a simple text field and then assign them after the fact. So beyond the IDs that we'll use for associations and the owner email addresses, any field that you want to include as a part of your export to be imported into HubSpot should be doable. When you begin the process of migration, you'll meet with your technical consultant to understand the requirements of your particular migration and put a plan in place to make sure that it's a really successful migration. Thanks.